We're back, baby! As if we ever left. Yeah. We're here!
Well, I mean, we did get cut off last week.
No, we didn't. We added stuff onto it. I mean,
Still got cut off.
I know. I know what happened. I was there, Nick. Remember.
That's why I magically disappeared halfway through a sentence.
You did, actually. Yeah,
he was sent out to the mines.
Yeah, I didn't like what he had to say. I forget what the hell the question was. It was one of the questions about, who you would want to see killed in the video game. He said children, and we're like, no! The mines! Wow. I wonder how long that joke's gonna last in this podcast, the mines joke. Back to the mines, though. Dustin!
Yep.
And as you might have heard the other two guys, we got Nick Squared back.
Yes, the double Nick twins.
Yeah, I don't even feel like differentiate you two. You're just Nick Squared from now on. Just like, yep, double the Nick. You're the double Nick twins. You know.
Shape of a video game.
Shape of. I have to scratch the video game. Alright, so anyways, welcome to the Bloody Screencast, your place to go for all your video game shittery, if that's a word. I'm your host, of course, because you don't have anything. You will not find a recording on the night without my voice in it, because it's me. What are you gonna say? But anyways, how you doing? Besides you two, I saw you two last night. How you, G?
I'm doing pretty good. Really changed.
And like I said, I saw the other two last night, but, you know, whatever.
Number 3 could have come with us, but he doesn't like to leave his basement.
Yeah.
Out those snipers out there.
Yeah, there's bears outside. He has a pissed off, angry bear outside his door. Oh God, no, I'm staying.
He was standing outside his door, flew him off.
I know. It's like that fucking squid from Family Guy. He's like, what? Is that your sister, bud? What's going on there? Is that your wife? Let's come outside and fight. Yeah. What's uh-oh?
Nothing.
What's uh-oh?
Nothing.
Talk to other Nicky. You're the one that said uh-oh. Nick?
I'm not the other.
Nick?
I'm not the other!
You're not the Nick. You're not the other Nick.
Where's Nick?
Yeah, you're the Nick that said uh-oh.
Me?
I don't know, I heard an uh-oh.
I didn't say uh-oh.
Someone said uh-oh. What the fuck said uh-oh? What the fuck?
Nick said it.
God damn, now I'm so confused. Alright, you know, fuck it. Let's get into the top 5. Alright guys, let's do a vote. What type are we looking at this week? We looking at global, US, Europe, or Japan?
Japan.
Well, we'll vote for Japan. What else?
America.
Something I could pronounce.
Something you can pronounce. So Europe, US, or global?
Europe.
Doesn't. America
it is! Fuck you guys for picking America because, goddamn, it's the same fucking one. Alright, so we're doing America. Guess what number 5 is?
Minecraft!
Yes! Yes, it's Minecraft! Oh, fuck with Minecraft! Number 4. What is it? Come on, number 4.
We're not that good, man.
Come on, just name. It's the same shit we've been talking about.
The Last of Us.
Yes! You got it on fire! Yeah, Last of Us. Great game, fun game. Yeah, it's just fun. What can I say? Alright, like I said, this is gonna be a quick top 5. Number 3, come on! What is number 3? Come on, people. You're on fire. Don't fuck up.
Other Nick, we're looking at you.
Yeah, come on, somebody. I mean, Brand answered, but he already knows what the fuck it is, so of course he is. So, come on, what do you got?
I have no.
Come on. Alright, I'll give you a hint. No dick about what this game is about.
Every game?
No. Right.
Animal Crossings?
Yes! Yes! Number 3 is Animal Crossing. Still don't know dick what this movie is about. I still want to say it's about Amish farmers. I have not looked up any gameplay.
You're just sitting there for an hour turning butter.
It probably is. It probably is just, It's you making windmills and turning butter, or you know what? I want to see Animal Crossing, the Mafia, where you get to be the Amish Mafia.
That is the funniest show I've ever seen in my life.
I have not seen it, but I keep seeing commercials for it. I'm just like, you fucking kidding me right now? Amish Mafia? Hey there, we'll not overprice our picks for you over here.
They are not threatening the least or even at all. It's just, god damn it, it's just so embarrassing.
Dude, do they even believe in guns because that's a form of technology that wasn't around in the 1800s?
I have not seen. I've seen one carry a bat, but he hasn't done. As far as I haven't watched full shows, but guy, he didn't. All he did was hold. He didn't do shit with it.
God damn.
Well, don't they use cars?
Use what?
Don't they use cars?
No, to my knowledge, use a horse and buggy. Like I was hearing from this guy who used to work at a Walmart in like one of the areas that was heavily Amish. That they have an area where you bring the horses, like a Walmart. They have an area for, and they feed. Like they have an employee that the Amish horses are in there doing whatever shopping. I think the most disturbing thing is the Amish would shop at Walmart. I thought they would grow everything and build everything. I don't know what the hell they're buying at Walmart, but yeah. All right, guys. Number 2, same game. What is it? Come on, you're on here. You almost got it. You can win. You can win the Bloody Screen Podcast trivia game.
Was it a college football game or soccer game or whatever?
You're close. What is it though? You got to give me the title.
Was it football or soccer?
All right.
Or baseball?
I'm just gonna be giving it away then if I just tell you. I'll give you the hint. It is the college, but which college sport is it?
Football.
Yes! NCAA Football 14. Which, I gotta ask guys, this never makes any sense to me why they always do the year we're not even in. They always do the year after us. Like, we're in 2013, yet we're having played in 2014. Do you understand that at all?
I think it's because they have to wait for the seasons to be over, and then they'll grade the teams accordingly to the season and all that shit.
But most of football takes place in 2013. The playoffs are the only thing that is going to take place in 14.
Yeah, but I mean, they gotta finish all of it off though, because again, they have to wait till the playoffs and all that stuff before they could rate the teams and who's best and shit like that.
I guess. Oh yeah, I don't know. I never read that. I really don't understand. I'm just like, it's an excuse, but
Well, plus they always come out in like usually the fall, so
yeah. But
I don't know who's going to play in the whole season until just a few months before the season.
Well,
like,
okay, all right.
You got to have the players in it who are going to be playing the entire year.
All right.
Like,
I agree with you. I'm not arguing with you guys. I never understood that to the life of me. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And I always love how a football game or sports games of any type depreciate like fuck. Like 2013 NCAA football 2013, it's like $8 now, if even that.
that's because no one gives a shit about those games.
Exactly. It's just it's a really funny ass thing. It's really kind of strange. You think that Call of Duty would be the same thing though. You think that if you went to go buy Black Ops 2 when Ghost comes out, that it would be like $8 by then. No, Black Ops 2 is still going to be $40 to $50. It's a really strange thing. I'm just like, okay, so sports games, the moment the new one's out, goes out of style. And I always assume Call of Duty is the same way. The moment the new Call of Duty comes out, like you'll get the same, some people still go back and play the old ones. I'm not saying they don't, but majority of Call of Duty play move on to the next one. So, I don't know, you could just...
I'm pretty sure the sports games appeal more to the less hardcore gamers.
Well,
The Call of Duty players are generally probably more into games than the people who play sports games.
alright, well...
To very hardly generalize that. Hardly, yeah, that's like whatever the fuck I'm saying.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you. The Call of Duty people are probably more willing to play other games, but I'm not sports games. People don't play other. But use your niche market of people who buy that one game. You got the guy who bought Call of Duty, and that's all he plays the whole year. And you got the guy who buys like Madden. That's all he eats. He's just like, yeah, play my Madden.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even though we are still kind of talking about the college games, so, it's going to have less appeal.
It does have less appeal. I mean, the only people in my knowledge that are really into college sports are the people who their state doesn't have professional sports. I'm not saying people who do. I'm not saying like people from Colorado don't like college sports, but that's where the majority of the market is. Like a state like Oklahoma, they're probably way more into their college football than professional because they don't have a team to root for, really.
Or the millions of Americans who are college students.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I go to a college that has sports teams. I don't give a fuck about that, but that's my own thing. And
I think that's all of us, but yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's the same thing there, Dustin. You go to one with a sports team, too. You're like, fuck if I care. I don't give a shit about them. And yet they're going to still charge you for the, admissions and all that. I'm like, you're still throwing that into my tuition. That's bullshit. I don't care what they do. I don't care if we had one. Actually, it's better. I think they should abolish. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this probably, but I think they should abolish college sports for the sole fact drive up tuition. That's the only reason why some colleges are more expensive than others. Because we have a popular college team. Fuck you.
Well, actually, a lot of colleges, their primary source of income is based upon the sport that they have.
Oh, really? It's not the the $45,000 per student to go there or anything like that?
Yeah, dude, that goes towards books and stuff. Paying off teachers.
Oh, yeah, the teachers, yeah. I thought that's what all the tuition goes.
They have gas buildings they have to maintain and pay all these people to do all the shit.
Dude, I go to college that was like 3 times cheaper than the one guys went to. So.
And it's actually bigger.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, granted, you do share campus with CUD, but still.
Yeah, I share a campus with 2 other colleges, actually. So.
But we're still all very flabbergasted as to why the fuck that's number 1 on the chart.
Yeah, well, besides the honestly, no, because this is August 3rd, so this is before Dragon's Crown and all that came out still. Like, barely before everything came out, but it's August 3rd. That's why that's still on the chart. That's why the U.S. one's pretty boring. Oddly,
what other games came out this week, then?
This week was just Payday. This week was Payday.
Okay.
Payday. Or is it Pay Heist? I forget what it was. I think
Payday 2.
It's Payday. Okay, yeah, I was right. Yeah, it's Payday. That's all game that came out this week. Next week, though, yeah, we're getting actual video games, better ones. With some
cool starting. They do that ever.
I know they do, but it's fine. Because we're gonna have, we're gonna be playing some Saints Row 4, and then the redhead of the 3 coming out, XCOM, the shooter.
Don't forget Grand Theft Auto 5.
That's not coming.
Was that September?
That's September. And even Lost Planet 3 comes out towards the end of the month, which is awesome too. I'm excited. Even though I skipped it, but I don't think that's going to be a big.
That's what I think.
I know. So I guess let's get into some news there, Nicky G, Nick of the G, Nick to the G-sters, Nick to the G-string. Yeah, I went there.
Go for a G-spot joke.
G-string's a little bit more degrading.
And it's more comfortable. Well, even speaking of the new Splinter Cell game, did we talk about the new play styles of it?
No, we haven't talked about Splinter at all. So perfect timing. Let's talk about some Splinter Cell.
Well, I didn't have the news up thing right now, but I do remember now that they do have 3 different styles, which do pretty much equate to all of our stealth, non-stealth needs. Basically, you will be able to run out and just start mowing people down like crazy, like a madman. So there you go, Brandon. You do have the you do have the what they call the Panther, which is basically someone who will try to go around the stealth, but he will kill his targets whenever he really can. So, like I said, that applies to pretty much the Nick squared. I'm not sure about you, Dustin.
I like stealthy element, but
I gotta ask Dustin, are you game say with Dishonored, would you ever try to play that game without hey Nick, stop fucking with your lighter. Dustin, would you ever try to play like Dishonored without killing anybody?
Yeah, but it's still kind of a pain in the ass. It's gotta be correctly done for me. Otherwise it just gets fucking boring. I don't know.
As in it's really boring. So Nick, when you talking about this play style, is that just during the game? Like during the campaign, you could play as a third person shooter basically?
Basically, yeah, you could just pretty much do any form. And the last and third form is I can't remember exactly what it was called. I mean, I think all of them are based kind of around cat names, so I don't know, freaking Lol's Cats form, I don't know. Basically, it's one where you get go through the whole thing without pretty much killing anyone, so it's basically more of your just main stealth game.
Yeah, it's like a vagina, that's what they call that. Yeah. It's whatever. Tomato, not killing anybody, playing as if you have a dick between your legs. Yeah, either or.
Brandon the Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yes.
Not in video games, too, sir. In video games, I kill. Basically, if you're a villain in a video game, beware, because I will kill you. I don't care. Like, I'm playing Hitman because it's free on PlayStation Plus. I kill everybody. I don't care. Because Hitman's one of those games, the new Hitman Absolution. It's one of those games where if you get seen, you can just kill everybody and be fine. So that's what I do. I sneak around, kill as many as I can. If someone's like, hey, I saw you do that, I'm like, hey, now guess what? I'm going to kill you horribly.
Yeah, that's why I like, playing The Last of Us, because it's always just, kill everyone you can, and then that way when you get caught, there's only like 2 or 3 left.
Unless you're fighting the guys that get instant kills, then that's not fun.
Oh, yeah. But then I just throw a bottle somewhere so they go running after that, and then throw a Molotov after it so kill them all.
Ah, that's a good idea. Good strategy tips with Nick playing Last of Us. I don't know. Anyway, what's some other news you got there? Nick to the G stir? Nick to the G spot? There you go, Nick.
Yeah.
Anyway, for the new, this is some small funny news, but for those who pre-order Saints Row 4, you can get to play as Bush or Obama.
Yes. Oh, fuck yes. I don't know. I don't know who to choose between those two. Ooh.
Can you just imagine that saying Obama just, my fellow Americans?
My fellow Americans. But then I could play as Bush though and just keep going like, tacos rule, just the whole time. Just.
Well, not only that, but I mean, this is called the presidential pack, and pretty much you also get to play as Abraham Lincoln if you want.
Fuck yes! Oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna be Abraham Lincoln people hunter. Just walk, I hope they get a giant axe and just go and just start chopping people up in little bits. Oh, dude, so excited for Saints Row 4. It's just gonna be so great. Especially since I really wish I had an Australian friend who lives in Australia just so I could rub it in his face the whole time, be like, hey buddy, are you liking your censored version of my fucking awesome game? Just like, record gameplay of me just shoving things up people's ass. Bet you wish you could do this! The anal probe gun. Oh, hey, here's a scene where my character does drugs. Ah!
And they'll probably laugh at you because all their TV shows are like super uncensored.
Are they really uncensored TV shows?
After like,
oh well, I don't care.
So,
if I watch uncensored TV, I'd watch a movie that's uncensored.
And for all pre-orders, you also get the Commander-in-Chief edition, which features the Uncle Sam suit, a Screaming Eagle jet, and a, quote, America weapon.
Oh, dude, that sounds just so awesome. This game's going America right now, makes me want to have America fuck yeah playing while being Uncle Sam. Yeah, dude. Yeah, okay, Nick, you guys heard about that $1 million pack. Is that a bullshit pack?
I have no idea.
Have you heard about that?
Yes, I have heard about it, but...
Yeah, $1 million, apparently, this is probably bullshit. I'm really on bullshit on this. The $1 million, pack, where you pay them $1 million and you get a bunch of shit with it. Like, they give you Ferrari, you get to go to space and shit. I really think it's bullshit.
Who knows? I mean, I think, it would be it is kind of bullshit, it probably costs more than $1 million to send you up in space.
Honest, that's what my thinking was. It's like, I think that's more than $1 million to do that. And I think if they just would have left it with a car, that would have made a little bit more sense. And also, if you're an asshole, they could say if that was real and you could actually afford that, fuck you. Yeah, I could spend $1 million on one video game, just get all this other shit with it. Alright, yeah. By the way, who's all excited for Saints Row 4?
Sounds interesting.
I'm raising my hand.
Yeah, thank you. Has anyone else besides me... Oh, actually, no, Nick, you played Saints Row... Nicky G, you played Saints Row 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, alright. I was about to say, has anyone else besides me played a Saints Row? But, yeah, alright. Yeah, it's... honestly, they're making me excited. You know, everyone's kind of on the Grand Theft Auto 5 looks so awesome. I was like, I don't like the butt crazy Saints Row. I'm kind of a little bit more excited for Saints Row right now. Well, they play it a little sooner, so after Row 4's done, I beat him like, yeah, that game was good. Now I'm excited for Grand Theft Auto 5. No,
Yeah, I'm pretty on the fence on each. On what I probably even more.
well, no one said to pick one or the other until we do our Game of the Years. Then you have to pick one or the other. All right, other news.
There's some DLC.
What?
Oh, I guess Nick was on it.
All right.
This news was for this news was actually for Black Ops 2. Go ahead, and Dustin.
All right.
So yesterday or the day before, I believe they revealed the Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer and shit. The real gameplay. Seemed pretty. I don't know. Did you guys see any of that?
No, I figured the multiplayer would be just the same thing as the multiplayer has been for the last 5 years.
Pretty much.
Well, that's why I didn't. I could have clicked on a link to see it, but I was like, it's the same shit. I know what the multiplayer is. That's one thing. Call of Duty would be dumbasses if they decided to change up the multiplayer at this point. If they're like, you know what, we're gonna make a strategy game. RTS.
Well, they introduced 7 new game modes, so.
Like what though? Can you think of any or?
Yeah, one of them's you have a 30-second timer, and as you first kill an enemy, the 30-second timer starts, and you have to kill an enemy every 30 seconds, otherwise you just die.
Dude.
This is kind of dumb shit that.
So basically it gets rid of camping.
Yeah.
Well, they already kind of did that, but anyone can sit in the map and not do anything. That's never going to go away.
Not you die in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, no, I would never get a play, dude. I'd play for 30 seconds and then be like, well, fuck, now that's the end of my turn. And just wait for the end of the round. I would never get a play. That's a horrible thing.
Speaking of, how do you guys feel about campers?
Ooh. Alright.
I don't give a fuck.
It's a legitimate strategy.
It is not. It is a terrible strategy. That's fucking stupid. If you're a camper, fuck you. Oh, I'm gonna be a sniper. Don't snipe. Get up there. Be a man. Get up on my face.
Snipers have no place on the field of battle.
They don't. Dude, that's literally why I can't play certain game modes when someone's like, snipers only. Like, fuck, I ain't playing this one. I hate that whole thing where you're like, that's you. And then all of a sudden, bam, you're shot. Like, fuck. Oh no, the breeze moved my hair. Nope, they saw me. Bam, you're dead. Like,
oh man, that just reminded me of a freaking time. It was Battlefield Bad Company, and I went into some map, and they were like, "Oh, it's knives only." Well, when I first went, I didn't know, so I was just shooting people as they were trying to knife me. And then they're like, I got the message, it's just knife only. So I had a shotgun, and I just shot the guy and left.
Oh, yeah, I had some of those servers go through. They were like, shots only, or something, going there with a machine gun, like, oh, guess who decided a better weapon? Don't check your only bullshit. I'm gonna make my own rules. Yeah, and wonder why I can't play on that server anymore.
But I mean, for me, I think camping could be somewhat of a legit strategy on occasions. I mean, that's the thing I like about Battlefield is I like getting the big machine gun and posting up at a position where I could bring people into a funnel and just mow them down.
Okay, you want to know camping legitimate area, Nick? It's when either you're playing horde mode and you're just camping against AI who's coming at you anyways, or another time when camping is a bunch of bullshit is when how many of you guys, or I guess Nick, Dustin, you guys have played Halo. When you're playing horde mode in Halo, where it's or the flood mode, or what it's called,
Firelight.
No, the one where people are zombies, infected.
Oh yeah.
When people find this pisses me fuck off. It happened.
Fuck that
when
shit.
you're playing, I played Reach. This is the last time I actually played this mode. When people would get on top building and just sit there with their fucking shots, and then you're like, well, fuck, I can't do anything to you because you have two people covering both the entrances, and then basically they get 30 plus kills until one guy gets lucky because he gets a little sloppy. I say, no, that's bullshit. That's when camping really pisses me off because I'm like,
The other time, I remember when we played that on Reed, you would, on the ground, just a corner of the map to camp in, and that worked just fine.
See, that's okay. If you huddle up in a building or something where you can actually, it's not some bullshit area where they only have like one way of entrance, where it's actually, it's actually survival, not, oh, I'm a dickwad who's going to get a bunch of kills. That's one thing. Basically, the game really didn't really allow them to get up there because they had to do some janky way of getting up there. So that's basically breaking the game. Let's put it that way. That's cheating. That's literally cheating. If your camping involves you cheating, and it happened in Call of Duty 2 where people would be in the building and yet their gun would be sticking out and they could still hit you, but you can't hit them. Also, cheating. That's, you're finding a flaw in the game and using it. That's,
Does that mean an asshole? Because during the Battle 3 beta, I'd just crawl into a hill and shoot outside the hill and they can hit me.
Yes, that's you an ass. I don't know how to crawl into hills to begin with.
Well, it was just a beta and it was glitched, so I was able to just crawl backwards inside the hill and just shoot my sniper outwards. So I'd just be camping. Basically, I was just cheating and camping, just shooting them as they're trying to put bombs on the SCOMs and shit.
People who are listening, go play with Nicky G and kick his ass. If you're good at Battlefield, if you're good at Battlefield, go over there and thank his ass for being an asshole.
Hey, that was just during the beta. I'm not that bad all the time.
All the time, only if they allow me to. Alright, what other news you got there, Nicky G, about the...
Well, basically for Black Ops 2, they do have a new DLC coming out called Apocalypse, which will basically have, new zombies, which is like one where you could, sit on top of a moving tank. It's more World War II, so you're actually in the trenches, which is I think it's pretty cool. And it kind of feels like Sucker Punch, for some reason they have a giant-ass robot just walking around.
I don't think they know where they're going with the zombie shit. They're just adding anything they can to the zombies. Because I remember playing Black Ops. Okay, I played Black Ops and Zombies. It was pretty generic. I was like, okay, zombies in a building. That works. I go to Black Ops 2 Zombies, and all of a sudden they're like, and then you gotta get on this bus, and then you got fire and hell demons, and then these weird little things that attach to you. I was like, what?
There's a lot of story to it, Brandon. You don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, I played a good... I never played Black Ops 2 Zombies with anybody that I knew. So basically all I did was just like, hey, what's going on? Let's get on this bus. Oh my god, you're stopping in fire. What are you doing? Stop it. Go. And then I just die. And then I just stop. And then I'm done.
Well, then how the fuck are you supposed to say that about it then?
I just described to you what I was saying. I wasn't dogging on it. I said it just adds random shit in there. I don't know what the story... Unless they explain what the hell those little hell demons are and what those little things that attach to you if you go in a certain area are, then they did a piss-poor job explaining it because they never said jack shit about it.
Well, the story's like hidden within the map and things. I mean, I don't know.
So you're saying being that I don't know what's going on because I didn't plan on spending 20 hours on the goddamn zombies, that's my fault? Yeah, that is not my fault. Yeah. That is their fault.
Not your fault. I'm just saying.
That is their fault for making me, you gotta search for it by playing the zombies in assload. I'm like, dude, I'm never playing zombies in assload. I'm one of those guys that says zombies is an overused monster in video games, and I think we need to start using anything else.
Werewolves.
Well, we're getting that, which I'm happy for. I'm excited for. I say even tiki gods, something. I need, fucking something original, people.
What the fuck's wrong with zombies?
Besides this...
Murderous unicorns.
Exactly.
It's the perfect way to enable you to have a mode where you can just continue to kill shit over and over.
No, if it's a side mode, that's fine. But with your only mode, like, when that's your game, it's just like, oh yeah, you gotta kill zombies. Welcome to the other 1,200 games that do that. All the indie games that do that. All the big parties. The only zombie game that I played that's been good in the last, 2 years has been The Last of Us. All the others have been meh at best.
I don't know if The Last of Us is zombie.
Dude, they eat flesh, they're zombie. I'm sorry, I don't care if they're like, well, you don't have to shoot the head. That's just that's something they can use, but that's not something that's vital.
They're infected.
If it's zombie, I draw that line. I hate that shit. Well, technically they're another zombies. Fuck it, whatever. They're zombies.
I'm kind of with Dustin on this one. I don't know. I'm still like zombies to the point where I can see some more zombie games as long as I'm right. But I'm also, I would like to see different monsters. But The thing about Zana experience with them is we have seen so much story that's been kind of tread over the whole zombie thing, but who knows what could come out there next.
Yeah, I mean, if they do something original with zombies, that's, Last of Us, that was, it basically switched everything from zombie lore into one. Really did. It took every zombie cliche you had and threw it into one story and made a really good story. Dead, the good one, that was the Telltale. That one did good, because there's, they actually, they did focused on more characters, not really too much about these. But then you get games like The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, which is a dog so bad, I didn't want to review it, because this is bullshit, this is stupid. Then you get something like State of Decay, another boring zombie game. Then you get, there's a buttload of just boring, generic fucking zombie games out there that
Walking Dead Survival Instinct was cool.
Not. That game, Justin,
I played it and beat
God,
it.
You played all the way to the end. Why? Oh, dude.
Well, I thought it was fine. It was kind of fine. I wasn't, I wasn't expecting the best when I saw the graphics, but when I had fun with it, I mean, you could play it different.
I rented it from
ways.
Redbox for $1.50, so
I Redbox that
unenjoyed.
shit too, and after a day of playing, I was like, you know what? I'm not putting myself through this. I am not playing this game. This game is annoying. So.
It was pretty damn annoying, but it had some good parts to it.
It did. I mean,
it was thing to say, but they recycled the same areas over and over. I was like, what the?
How is that good then?
That was the negative part of it, dude.
That and then they have zombies come out of fucking nowhere whenever you do something. So.
Unlike you, and when one thing pisses me off in the game, that's not the end of it for me.
One thing, it doesn't take multiple things. It's the fact they have zombies come out of nowhere. It's the fact that the stealth mechanic was pretty shitty. The fighting mechanic was shitty. Like, you have to do the up-close fighting sometimes. That didn't work too well. You got side missions that were pointless. You got reusing backgrounds a lot. Then they try to add this weird food mechanic thing. Like, you had to go search for food and stuff as well. And I thought that could have been interesting if they did it right and actually spent some time on it. Otherwise, and it also looked bad, it had terrible voice acting, and the overall story was just boring as fuck. Those are all the problems I had with that game.
The story was horrible.
Thank you. It had multiple problems. That's why it was a fuck you game. So don't shoot.
And the ending was lackluster.
That shit, yeah.
So, I rest my case, Dustin, without just saying one thing was bad. Alright. Anyways, other news.
Well, for new Batman Origins, there is a new multiplayer, which is pretty...
I don't know. I'm just kind of noises back here.
Which, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. If someone... Well, I guess I'll say something first. I mean, basically what's going to happen, it's basically kind of Battlefield, but with Batman.
Wait, how many...
So basically...
How many Batmans?
But...
Like, what?
No, well, there's pretty much two gangs. You got Joker's gang and Bane's gang, and they're fighting over territory. But basically, so pretty much it's 3 versus 3 versus 2. So 2 players get to play as Batman and Robin. And pretty much it's kind of like the same kind of Battlefield, where eventually someone might actually be able to get turned into the Joker, or someone gets turned into Bane. And, you can actually kill Batman, which I'm not sure is a good idea, because if someone teabags Batman, I think the whole universe will explode.
True. Very true.
So basically, you gotta have all the fun, even kind of having the campaign, you gotta have all the gadgets. And basically, you're pretty much, as Batman and Robin, you're there to intimidate the other players. I'm not sure, I guess you're supposed to, as when you're successfully taking down players as Batman and Robin, it fills up a meter. And then once that meter gets full, I guess you successfully scared off both the thugs.
So they're playing it so the Joker side and the Bane team, they're fighting it out, they're just shooting at it with guns and stuff, right?
Yes.
And are they first person or third,
I think they're third. I'm not sure, maybe if you might switch between
I bet you it's
either.
Third. They might be, because I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this multiplayer, because I don't want them to, one or two things can happen here, Nick. Either one, actually I guess one of 3 things could happen. Okay, one, they do multiplayer and single player perfectly, and it's a great game and everything, we all sing Kumbaya. 2, they focus a lot on the single player. Single player is great, but the multiplayer is just tacked on bullshit. Or the worst one of them all is they focus a lot on the multiplayer, and the single player is just tacked on bullshit. So, honestly, I think this would be option number 2, where they focus on the single player and they just kind of threw this multiplayer in for fuck knows reason why.
Well, I mean, it's just more content.
More content no one was asking for. I'd rather have a more in-depth single player than some tacked on multiplayer.
That's not how most people think, though. They pay for an online subscription so they can play games online. They want to play online.
Yeah, but people buy the Batman game so they can play Batman.
Thank you, Nick. Where were you when they were double teaming on this goddamn zombie? God damn it.
Standing on the sidelines laughing.
I know, I guess. All of a sudden come in and be like, don't worry, Brandon. I finally got your back on this shit about saying people don't buy a Bat game to play a multiplayer for.
What the fuck's wrong with you being Batman and the enemy being Joker and fighting each other? Like,
I'm
what
just
the hell
saying,
is
people who
that?
buy this game are people who've played Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. Neither one had multiplayer, and both were fucking amazing-ass games.
Well, I'd imagine they spent so much time. I mean, this stuff was just announced maybe within the last 2 weeks, so I mean, they probably have. I'm not going to make any. Well, I'm going to say they're going to have maybe just as good story. They just added this on as well.
That's still making me think it's going to be some hacked on bullshit. I'm not dogging on the multiplayer because I don't know anything about it, but I just don't have hopes for it. I'm thinking it's not going to be that great. I mean, if so, prove me wrong, Batman Origins. Prove me.
I mean, look at Mass Effect. I didn't think the Mass Effect multiplayer would be that great, but it was pretty fun.
It was fun. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but it was fun. I'm not saying this is going to be terrible. I just don't have a good feeling about it. I mean, it has an interesting concept.
My guess is basically they finished writing the story and making the story and everything, but since they're waiting till the new consoles, they figured, well, we got some time left and some money left in our budget. Let's just go for it.
I don't know. It's kind of turning down this path where I'm not the biggest fan of it. Where a lot of these single player games they're adding multiplayer to it, and there's no need for multiplayer. But people who are fans of it, like you said, Nick, people who are fans of these games, they don't need to play the multiplayer. I understand it's extra content, but it's content I'm not going to play. And it's content you could use to refine your game a little bit more. You can never over-refine a game. You can never, tweaked it too much. I mean, you can't do that. It's just you can always just add more to your single player, if anything. Maybe have a stronger single player experience. Because if I care about multiplayer, I understand I am one of those guys who doesn't give ass about multiplayer for the most part, but it's still one of those things where I don't think every game needs to have multiplayer to it. I think you have some games like Call of Duty. Yes, you need the multiplayer into it because that's its money maker. I don't complain about Call of Duty at all. No, fine. Battlefield, a lot of Halo, all those have multiplayer. They need it. They have it. That's what people go for. Then you got games that people go for single player, and that is the Batmans, that is the Mass Effects, that is, all that stuff.
Dead Space.
Yeah, it's Dead Space 2. Talked about another game, had tacked on multiplayer.
Well, dude, the people developing the multiplayer for this game, they're not just trying to tack on shit just because they want to tack it on. They're looking at the single player, trying to add in a multiplayer that will add to it, make the entire game better. They're not just trying to fuck Brandon over here.
You don't know that. You don't know if it could be the publisher. Hey, people like add in some multiplayer. You don't know. I mean, that quite often or not. Where the publishers telling the developers, you guys need a multiplayer in that because multiplayer helps sell games. So throw one in there. I don't care if it's shit or not. Throw one in there. So you don't know.
Which happens sometimes.
It happens actually a lot. Like, more often than not it happens where it has a tacked on multiplayer and the single player is good, but then they have just this multiplayer. Just for no fucking reason. Holy shit.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yes, and thank you. Alright. So, what other got there, Nicky G?
But has there been any Batman multiplayer game, though?
No. Oh, they have the Gotham Imposters.
Oh, yeah, Gotham City Imposters. That wasn't even bad. I mean, I played that.
That was its own thing, though. That wasn't tacked on to anything.
And that also wasn't, real Batman and real Joker. That was just imposters.
Yeah.
Well, that one was an interesting... I never got around to playing it. I would have, but I just never did. That one had an interesting thing, though. A bunch of people, pretending to be these guys running around shooting each other. Had kind of a real fun feel to it. I would have played that. I don't know how good it was. I mean, I think
that's... Basically Team Fortress 2. Have you ever played that?
No, I know how it goes, so...
Did you ever play Monday Night Combat?
I avoided that.
Well, you don't fucking play these multiplayer games, so I don't know.
I don't play multiplayer games. I mean, I will play multiplayer in games, and that's how I know my whole thing of saying most multiplayer is just kind of tacked on unless the game is developed around the multiplayer, kind of like how I will hate to admit it, the single player to Call of Duties, it's kind of tacked on because it's only like 2 to 3, 4 hours long, if that. It's a short.
Well, that they know. Most people buy Call of Duty for the multiplayer.
Exactly. That's why that game.
Like Dustin, who won't even touch single player.
Yes, Dustin, you don't touch single player. It's there. I mean, it's tacked on. Honestly, they could release Call of Duty just with multiplayer, and they'd probably get to similar sales.
It's just because King AI is not nearly as satisfactory as killing other real people.
And that's what those games are for. And like I was saying, because people see the Call of Duty numbers, like the publisher's Call of Duty numbers, and they want to be like, oh, Call of Duty sells a lot because they have multiplayer. Let's throw multiplayer in there so we can sell. Blah, 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 blah. You're not going to win over the Call of Duty crowd because you throw multiplayer in it. You're just going to annoy people by saying, well, you could have added more to your single player and then decided fucking over with some goddamn multiplayer. And that, yeah.
Games like Call of Duty and Halo and Gears of War are basically, those are the games that are made for the multiplayer. Now, games like, Uncharted or Tomb Raider where they have multiplayer in there for no fucking reason, that's the tacked on stuff.
Yeah, oddly enough, the Uncharted one was pretty in-depth. Uncharted had a really in-depth multiplayer. I have to admit. That one, yes, it was thrown in there. And honestly, that one, I could out the multiplayer and had a more experiencing single player. It's one of those games where I'm like, if you guys didn't make a pretty, their multiplayer is decent, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't go to Uncharted multiplayer. I go to Uncharted the great Indiana Jones feel, so, what the fuck, guys? Yeah, Tomb Raider. I didn't play the Tomb Raider multiplayer, but...
You didn't play the multiplayer Last of Us either.
I didn't, I Redbox Last of Us.
That's cool, man. That was a new kind of... That was like one of the first games that implemented Facebook, which was gay in its own right. Should have never done that. But whatever. I'm not opposed to innovation.
No, I'm always, even what you...
I'm probably cool with this ban online. Works? It works. Not? Fuck it. Hopefully the single player will.
Honestly,
and then we'll move on.
I have feelings on this. I mean, if it works and it's good, I'm gonna dog on it just because it's there. No, if it works and it's fun, because like Assassin's Creed, that has a fun multiplayer, but then they also have pretty engaging single player. So if they pull that shit off, I'm okay with it. I'm good with it. It could be there. But I'm skeptical.
I just hope the new Assassin's Creed has multiplayer ship combat.
That would be so fucking cool. I am with you, Nick. I am with you with that one. Otherwise, I'm it's a really wait and see, but I'm really skeptical on it. I'm really just sitting there like, I cannot see this being good. I mean, it has an interesting concept of like people playing, like basically two teams fighting against each other while trying to fight the Batman and Robin. That's very interesting, but you know what I said it's eventually turning into, even if it is good, of those two teams eventually trying to kill Batman and Robin and focusing on each other or something, or, something like that, or rather. Anyways, holy shit, we went off on a tangent on that. That's good. We'll answer our last question we didn't get a chance to from last week from, Jason. I say it was like, woo, Jason, his last was, what do you think of parents who kids playing violent video games? What was your gaming like? Did you have restrictions or what?
Well, I had tons of restrictions.
Nick, you talk about your tons of restrictions and then answer, do you think they need
Okay, basically, as a kid, the most violent video game I ever played was Super Smash Brothers. I was raised on Nintendo. I didn't see an M-rated video game till I was 14.
Alright, Nick, quick, I really kind of wish you would have said that in a Bane voice. I was raised by Nintendo. I did not see an M-rated game until I was a man.
Anyway, but also, I think parents who complain about the violent video games are retarded. Cause, really, look back at the history of mankind. What kind of violent video games were playing back in the medieval ages?
Yeah, true, very true.
Violent people are violent because they themselves are violent people. Plain and simple, they've always been around. Video games might give them ideas, but fuck, they're already violent people.
There's violent books out there that, what are we gonna ban books? Put a media cap on everything.
Dude, that sounds like hell. You can't read books, you can't watch TV, you can't watch movies, you can't play video games. You're just supposed to work, eat, sleep, die. Holy shit, that sounds awful.
Plus, crime rates in America, at least, have been going down. Video game players have been increasing. If there's any correlation there, it don't make shit for sense on the side of the argument.
They're like playing video games like, man, you want to go commit a crime? Nah, dude, I'm right in the middle of this match.
Because that's a conversation that comes down quite often. Hey man, you want to go kill somebody? Nah, dude, I'm playing God of War right now. Just later.
Let's say, have you ever seen that Smosh video where they do like the most violent video game in the world?
What the fuck is it?
It's like, well, it's making fun of it, but basically, it's a game they made called Super Head Exploder X, and you take a picture of someone, and then it pops up a bunch of pictures of their head, and you have to shoot their heads to fly through an obstacle course. And, like, the person who does it, like, he's sitting there, like, he takes a picture of someone who makes him mad, and then explodes their head in the game to get rid of his aggression.
That's awesome. Nick G, you want to put your 2 cents into it?
Well, I guess as a kid, I accepted stuff. I think the earliest thing was Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo, but of course those were just fucking, crappy pixels, so it wasn't that bad. But as I got older, even I tried to get some Mortal Kombat games, and my mom, would tell me no, I couldn't get them. So I get censored somewhat, but I was more again, I was raised on Nintendo 64 like Nick, and eventually, once I got older, I was able to, play a lot more violent games. I remember middle school, I was playing, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and so it was just like, But for parents, a lot of times, if you're gonna bitch and complain, besides not looking just at the facts, you're the fucking parent. You're the one who's in charge. Don't be complaining that games are making your kid violent if you're not parenting right. So.
Yeah, you're raising your kid. You should be able to understand and see how your kid behaves. If your child is acting fucking demonic when he plays these games, maybe you shouldn't let him play them. But fuck, if you look at your kid, he's just enjoying himself playing the game, there ain't shit going wrong with that. Like, what the fuck?
Alex, I think that's really what it comes down to, is if you don't want your kid playing violent video games, don't let him play violent video games.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
And with my childhood, and this probably explains everything, my parents didn't give a fuck. They're like, they're just like, hey, you want to play God of War? Go for it. I don't give a fuck. The only thing they didn't like was they were the typical American parents, where they're, the typical Americans, how, our media were like, we're cool with violence. We're like, yeah, violence, cool. Hey, sex, get that out of here. Get that out of here. How my parents were. They're like, sure, you can kill things, blood, that's whatever. Sex, you're a little
The funny thing is, my parents, they were strict about games, Nintendo, because they were family friendly. But when it came to movies, they didn't give a rat's ass what I watched, as long as I wasn't watching porn.
Yeah. That's so weird. And by the way, with the parents with video games, honestly, I just kind of want to take all those people who are like, video games make people violent, and I want to sit them down. I want to play God of War. I want them to play that stuff. And if they, I want to play, and if they start to smile and have a time, you know what I want to say is, "Fuck you, you hypocrite." There you go. And then I almost need literally everyone who got the video game industry has never picked up a video game in their life. They don't know. They don't have a single idea. If they played them, they'd be like, oh, this has no effect on anybody with anything. These are just entertainment. It's the same reason why people used to, complain about the color TV. It's oh God, it's so scary. Until they sat down and watched TV, like, oh, this is TV. Or those films, it's Broadway. Oh, wait, these films are actually kind of good.
Yeah, or, the angry music that turns people into sadistic murderers.
The angry music! Wait, this kind of rocks, yeah. Oh, the rock and roll is classic rock.
Back in those, jazz was the devil's music.
It's just one of those things, it's one of those things where I'm slowly accepting that these people they're gonna look like fuck morons in a few, actually they already look like morons, but they're gonna, everybody, they're just gonna look like morons now. That's why no one comes about movies anymore, because they just come out looking like idiots. No one complains about, books because they come off looking like idiots. No one complains about anything. The reason why they complain about video games is because still a majority of people have not played games. And the reason why they... what?
I was gonna say, it's kind of like the whole people, oh, guns kill people, and makes me think like that American dad who just set the gun on, go on, gun, kill him, go on, you can do it.
It is that way. it's just like one of those things. You start restricting shit, you're gonna start pissing people off, especially when don't make the download it. I mean, you're not gonna stop anybody if they restricted all Emery games. Guess what? Still gonna be playing Emery games. I'm sorry, that's what PCs do. It's just.
Look at all those illegal drugs people do, underage drinking do.
I know.
All the in Japan, they're not allowed. Guns are illegal in Japan. And guess what you see in Japan? Fuck guns.
Yeah. England, guns are illegal. You still have guns. It doesn't stop anything. Making something illegal or putting bans on it or whatever, that's fine. Honestly,
yeah, I mean, just look at the prohibition.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, though, with like the video games, if you're a parent, you allow your kids to play violent games, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. I'm not going to tell you, all kids need to play violent. No, if you don't want a kid playing them, he's playing them. That's just it. You're the parent. That's your responsibility. Now, don't try to make everybody else. If you have a parent, I let my kid play war. So what? You don't that shouldn't be allowed. You should go to jail. Like, no, fuck yourself. Really, that's their kid. It's not like he's giving them cocaine or something. Come on. Which one of things is not like the other one? But yeah, it's God damn it. I'm glad. That's why I kind of saved that question for this week because they really get people going, especially people who play video games because it's really they have no argument against it. They don't have any evidence against it. I'm the best example of, well, if kids play violent video games, they're not going to know what to do in society. Like, hey, asshole. I play a lot of them. I still do. Guess how many people I've killed that you know of? No. No.
And I mean, you're a college student with a job. It's not a good job, but it's still a job.
I'm not homeless. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not doing anything. I'm a college student who plays violent video games, and yeah, so what? Whatever.
A working member of society.
Until I finally can get my guns. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Bill, did you play violent games?
Oh, no. Bill said he was in an ultra-religious household where they didn't allow him to look at anything violent, so he started making fun, and it just turned too far. I always want to make that shit. And also, real quick, and the reason why this is something a lot of people don't know because of our goddamn media. So if our fucking news wouldn't stop to keep just reporting and beat us over the head over people get killed and shit, everyone's like, crime's an all-time high. It's actually the lowest it's ever been, ever. So, you lose. I mean, you go to Canada, they don't beat over the head over murder. They'll be like, yeah, so-and-so got murdered.
Oh, sorry about that, eh?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he cut him off in line, and yeah, he wasn't right in the head. We think he was an American. Yeah, but you know what? Actually, they should ban people. It's stupid fucking people. It's people who go to shoe stores and leave their cart in the middle of an alley. People who walk fucking. Yeah, those are the people piss me off.
Or people that complain. Did I tell you? I'll save it.
Right. People complain about, just the most or people who go up to customer service, people who, if you work in the customer service industry, you know this firsthand. It should be illegal motherfuckers, you to go up to a single fucking human being, or at least it should be illegal for you to get fired for screaming back at these assholes. The assholes who come up to you and start screaming at you because they're on a bad day and you can't say anything back to them. No, go fuck themselves. I should be able to say whatever the fuck I want to them, honestly. If you're being an asshole, I should be able to call out on it. I think anybody have anything else to add on video games in general? Anything we've talked about? Anything of that sort? I think that is no.
I will just say, just remember, people against violent video games, Catcher in the Rye, a book. Someone killed John Lennon.
Let's ban books. You heard it from Nick. Ban all books.
Well, I'm back because that doesn't affect me anyway. So let's do it.
Yeah, fine, fuck it, whatever. The good ones, whatever. All right, that's it, everybody. You've been listening to Bloody Green Podcast. We had 2 arguments on this show. Yeah, that's a new record. 2 arguments, couple rants. I think it was an overall good show. All right, that is it, everybody. BloodyScreen.com to let us know your opinion on this shit. Ask us questions like Jason over there. Yes, we'd love to answer your questions, or just tell us your opinion on stuff. We're always here, And if you want to just talk about videos, we're always here to know. So, that is it, everybody. Good night.